Side by side, step by step,
and then we walk on by like guys of Hygh.
Whenever we step into a blue phase,
we keep on pushing like Curtis Mayfield
until our efforts become revealed.
For you see, we're a winner just like the impression.
So let me hear you airing on the lyrical session.
From my personal black experience, which was more or less based on expedience, involving a conflict with the savior when I made my return to Scandinavia. Christian brethren, not Episcopalian, but after 3 months an illegal alien, my irritation received irrigation indirectly from those at immigration. Marriage or kids was given as an option, but I disowned the thought and gave it up for adoption, and proceeded to live like a hermit until I could secure my residence and work permit. I lived in perpetual fear of being reported, for obviously I'd have to be deported. So I deflate my inflated tear. I'm a figure of tragedy just like King Lear. I busk on the clouds from 7 to 11 in order to receive another penny from heaven. For up until recently I used to live decently. Now it's precarious, far from hilarious. Baptized in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Smokes, Grand Mark folks. Him I deserted for the perverted. From the straight narrow way I was diverted. So I probably won't receive a pair of wings as a result of these foolish things. But anyway, I've got other fish to fry, so step on by. Step on, step on, step on, step on by. Step on, step on, step on, step on by. Step on by. Step on, step on, step on, step on by. Step on by. Step on, step on, step on, step on by. Step on by now. I've got so much trouble on my mind that I feel inclined to tell you that I came from the world of suburban, only to be labeled as a beast of burden. Financially, I'm in a recession, so here's another session of me in a depression. Mood indigo speaking my thoughts. Since I prefer trousers, I won't take shorts. My baby loves jazz to a slight extent, but unfortunately jazz never paid the rent. So I have to fiddle in into the street and just hustle. Maybe once in a while I'll have to show a little muscle. Skip a tussle and fly like an eagle, and wait till the moment when I'm absolutely legal. But anyway, I've got other fish to fry, so you got to step on, step on. Put your hands together like the OJ. If in doubt, believe me, it's okay. Bedroom mix, half-breed or old fade. Hard to see through, bro, I'm opaque. If the P is free, you know the M.O. Final cut usually worse than demo. If you don't believe me, then ask D. Travel at the speed of sound at Mach 3. Favor earth colors like brown and khaki. Whether you're laughing with or laughing at me. If anticipated, believe you gon' fail. Better hurry up while this is on sale. Chances are it's highly unlikely. Characteristically, it's quite unlike me. On the real side, for you, it might be more windshield as opposed to Tati.
When I do, let me explain. 180 the grain embargo. Presto largo, I sound toe down, heartbeat not weak. Amnionic silence, delphonics, remember mama all around. You can surround sound. Screw up a surgeon of sorts, contort on beat sport. It's the Boogaloo, who knew? I excel, stature excel, alright. No one considered, all things considered. Damon procreates after practice. The fact is ain't all on the plate, then the plate left by kids appropriate. Necessity, mother, that be producer. Used to live in discretion, now looser. Kept the receipts to bring it back to watch the star and react like when Jody made contact.
Say what? Say what? Say what? What you say? It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder about the phrase that Nomak put asunder. If you're lost, then I do beg your pardon, for it's jargon on the concrete garden. A repercussion discussion on topics for the regions throughout the tropics. As the metropolis makes an advance, let's look into the secret life of plants and discover what many don't see. The plants do think, feel, and move like we. See, their existence has many uses. That's
why we need these primary producers. For the state of affairs is appalling. The number of trees in the Amazon falling is around about very numerous. The situation's not humorous, so we make arrangements to save the rainforest. Botanical meadows run by the florist. Given the green light on the subject, I reckon I'm in full greenhouse effect. For the sake of money, we destroy habitats, so prepare for attacks of the Venus flytraps. Once you have reflected on these green issues, blow your mind with recycled tissue. In the jungle. It's the genuine GLE. 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 This is environmentally friendly. There's no need to be green with envy. A conversation on conservation. A recital on how to recycle. Raindrops falling on my head. On the street I can see the concrete flower bed. An extreme case of sizing and shaping. Escaping, all in the name of landscaping. Architects of destruction. Ironically label it as construction. Check the scenery for Christ's sakes. Fish float lifeless on the surface of lakes and rivers as the source of life withers. A parable, an arable land that delivers crops. Watchman work like a Trojan and end up with landslides and soil erosion. For the deeds that we've been performing, here's a global warning on global warming. For in place of these evergreens, we've chosen the concrete scenes. So let's prevent the event of cement overcoming, summing up this here lament. For I wanna live in an arena where the grass is greener and the air is definitely cleaner. I guess I'm just looking for greener pasture. So the congregation along with the pastor. All the more I've begun to fear that spring will be a little late this year. In the jungle.
Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Took humongous steps, got back and then chill. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Took humongous steps, got back and then chill.
Bon voyage as we begin this quest, seeking inspiration that suits us best. If it's not on Earth, then we go to planet Rock. We're on a maiden voyage like Herbie Hancock. So with the A to Z, we head straight for Brazil. We ran out of breath, but we got a refill. We pedestrians are about to explore. Tom signed a signature which reads 4-4. Roots in the South American continent where Brazilian boss represent. For the hills are alive with the sound of beats. A percussion discussion on Brazilian treats. So on your marks, get set, go. Shake a tambourine, go and grab yourself a whistle and blow. For like Johnny Griffin, we begun foot patting. Now it's evident Boogaloo goes Latin.
Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Took humongous steps, got back and then chill. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Took humongous steps, got back and then chill.
So now we've left Brazil, let's continue this trip. We sail the 7 seas on a companionship. We're on another voyage like the Ramsey Lewis trio, equipped with the sounds of Banda Black Rio. So buckle up for you're all on board. The mothership connection traveling abroad. Shifting gears as we go overseas like Masadu, Wimadas, Andalusian breeze. God save the Queen, now the two have arrived like Dave Brubeck, we're about to take 5. And pick up influence from the London vibe. But even if we walk with an ear to the ground, all we can hear is the London underground. For we are still looking for the perfect beat. We look right, look left before we cross Beach Street. We're moving in the right direction like Steve Parks. On Portobello Road we left a load of footmarks. Then we took notes, then we hit the road jack. But we left some breadcrumbs so we know the way back.
Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Back down to London, Sweden and Brazil. Took humongous steps, got back and then chill.
I'd like to get to know myself inside out. I'm gullible, vulnerable without no doubt. Maudlin, so I then shriek and shout. I'm gullible, vulnerable without no doubt. I'm kinky in every sense of the word, traveling with the theater of the absurd, where wolves have ears and men wear braziers and have pet sins and crocodile tears. Hold on, let me just come back right here. I'm a cosmic gypsy, tipsy, and a 6-string concubine. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is lethal. I see Kafka-esque scenes awaken as a beetle. I'm a bit funny upstairs. Let's play musical statues and musical chairs. The particular curricula for beatniks using Afro picks to make the guitar licks. I hear voices and I see things. Subterranean, alien, earthlings. Imaginary people float inside my head. Although I'm alive, I'm dead. I talk to myself and have the best conversations. I take the A train of thought from the train station. My skeleton structure has many trombones. I'm lost in the space between my headphones.
From the Aurora Borealis to Caesar's Palace in Dallas, they sell us the chalice of ballast. The phallus gets callous for Alice. They tell us of givers and takers for acres and acres of movers and shakers. Blessed are the peacemakers. My feet are my Mercedes that Abba can lead to Hades, or the 4 angels that are bound at the river Euphrates. Posting prior 1980s, more babies are having babies and ladies and naming these babies Alexis Mercedes. It's a peripatetic aesthetic from a pathetic heretic who walked the earth that the meek will inherit. The scenario from an aerial pointing venereal. Zion on lion of Judah, soundboy burial. I give it my all, I gave it, I didn't save it. Then carried my cross into the heavenly city of David. It's a pivotal, unequivocal, digital, spiritual. From a typical, lyrical, miracle, individual. Born again, I'm umbilical. From bottom to pinnacle, the skeptic or cynical. Dude, you're getting slapped with 2 identical tentacles. While I'm grabbing my genitals, writing graphic from ventricles. While you're going through menopause, prime minister, senators, they fill in the center force. So biohazardous rhymes, there's toxic chemicals. Lean back to it, make it clap to it. Everybody in the house, holler black to it. Come away. Come from the over.
After the gig, from rock bottom to the top floor, it's the Sean that make you wanna cop more. If you feel good, why the hell you stop for? Cock back, tell me who you gon' pop for.
Let the trigger finger put the pressure to the mechanism and bring forth the jism. From the cannon of a corner coming out a handgun. Sugar sure like the ball like and one. For the layout, get shown on location, simulating facsimile acts of procreation. Guns stone people do slogan rap shogun, trying to put a nation of men's in over them. She don't want Umi, so the only solution apart from lethal injection is firing squad execution. This seems stress, casting couch screen tests, covers her own mouth to make her scream less. BDP, sex and violence, she say anywhere but in her hair and iris. Okay now, gunpoint with short range mileage, got them swimmers trying to impregnate her eyelids. Fantasy fulfilled, forget to swim and feel. Disrespected, used as a human shield. Pieces pop when Pete is hot and heat, and leave the victim covered in a cotton sheet. There's tips to follow, clips is hollow, irrespective of whether this dick choose to spit or swallow. Bump, scrotal, sack rap, empty munitions dump. Take it all off, but keep your hands on the pumps. La 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 la. Whoa. Whoa. Females are the sexiest. Whoa. With the nastiest. And on the sassiness.
I said back off.
Whoa. Only the queens, just the queens. If you got a tight little, like sex brittle, know how to work your middle. If you got a pretty cat, like your clitty lap and your titty slap. If you got a fat back, like your ass smack and your hair yak. If you got a small chest, like outdoor sex and phone call sex. Whether you a bad girl or a good girl, fantasy girl or a hood girl, East End girl, West End girl, fair weather girl, best friend girl, stand by girl, ride or die girl, shine eye girl, king side girl, uptown girl, downtown girl, dark brown girl.
Stop talking all that smack. Whoa. You like that, man. Whoa. Yeah, what? Okay. Whoa. You like my sexy ass? Okay. Whoa. Yeah.
be the queen, just the queen. If you got a tight little, like sex brittle, know how to work your middle. If you got a pretty cat, like your clitty lap and your titty slap. If you got a fat back, like your ass smack and your hair yak. If you got a small chest, like outdoor sex and phone call sex. Whether you a naughty girl or a nice girl, you a party girl or a quiet girl, a boho girl or a show girl, next door girl, a go-go girl, Miss World girl, boy girl girl, natural woman, S-curl girl, you a hot girl, back shot girl, Eastern Bloc girl. Queen, just the queen. I was reading the good news and I came across questions. Which commandment is the greatest of them all? Nomak, Bishop, One Piece in the house. Good news in the house. Stockholm, Tokyo. What up, Mom? Yes, sir. What up, Pops? Yes, sir. What up, fam? Yes, sir. What up, Fry? Yes, sir. What up, D? Yes, sir. What up, Ben? Yes, sir. What up, Roots? Yes, sir. You know what? It's reputed that there's 10, but disputed that there's 2 foremost ones that cover them. 3 in the Trinity that form the covenant, passed down to Moses and handed to other men who make sacrifices and build monuments, develop devices to gain opulence, turn temples into a den for robbers of men. Got no pride of serving both God of the end. Figz the traffic death through the forms of crystallized meth. Grand theft, autobiographic in the key of F. This is sight for the blind and sound for the deaf. Generation X on the bombs and locks. Figures who won't honor both their moms and pops. For the free, get slave with your arms and locks. We in need of the thug matching like
First
the stars and
commandment is that I love you. Second commandment is that I love my neighbor like I love myself.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is not those 10 crack commandments. Little Mo's manual, how to keep your man whip. Still on point with the annoying cross transcript. If he's denim, Nike Air stands for spit it through foam. That was written in stone, transmitted over speakers with cones. Subwoofers, crossovers, and tweeters and domes. Frown in hotels, first drawer underneath the phone. By the welcome card, spitting image of God, but the skin tissue weak. Figures' main issue was they repeatedly creep via the Gmail, plan a secret to be. Whoa, roast the free haters who chose to cover the cat's vapors. Wrist froze, meditative, or intellects debated the status of which
First commandment is that I love you. Second commandment is that I love my neighbor like I love myself. Yeah. First commandment is that I love you. That I love you. Second commandment is that I love my neighbor and I love you.
Rap's computer generated. Even Run's house got renovated. Leroy's mom's passed away. Eric B's no longer in office. Every breakdown sought counseling and rehab. Needles knee spinning to knee deep with knee pads. Women and children the first to evacuate. Y'all better run for cover, proudly detonate.
Go ahead, live it. Do what you want. Do with it. God made love.
Me know why don't you let them not have pedigree. Face I feel look good and healthy body. Keep the girl them we can't even wild tea and favor donkey. No, not me. Me know why don't you let them not have pedigree. Face I feel look good and healthy body. Keep the girl them we can't even wild tea and favor donkey.
I'm not the kind of seduce. More time I'm more mild-mannered than ruthless. Thing I hate the most is a woman that's useless. Ones that can't separate the head from their uterus. I think you know the kind. Don't vision.
Okay.
Put her in a half Nelson or a chokehold. If she's irksome from the down to cactus, smack her in a titty, kick her up in the pancreas. Especially if she don't got no figure or no shit. Ass is extremely difficult to locate. Fucking up your jeans, that's so inappropriate. That's why me and this diff won't procreate. No, we won't procreate.
Okay, now, me know what on you let them not have pedigree. Face I feel look good and healthy body. Keep the girl them we can't even wild tea and favor donkey. No, okay. Me know what on you let them not have pedigree. Face I feel look good and healthy body. Keep the girl them we can't even wild tea and favor donkey. Okay.
Hey, yo, I'm back on the block, but my name ain't Quincy. Turn all this repertoire figures into mincemeat. Push the beatbox like it ready Roxy. Industry shakedown like Freddie Fox. Don't be too late for royalty statements or mechanicals. Civilized figures turn into animals. So protect the sins instead of Mars skins. Actually, it's more like guards and Timbs. What's the outcome or the odds he wins? When his focus is on broads and rims. He show his agreement when he nods and grins. When he push play and the song on the pod begins. But I thought in the end he gon' need the law. If he say it's hot shit, but he need to hear more. Reclaim the masters from the muddy vault. Then beat the bastards to a bloody pulp. Take the smack down on digital camcorder. Faces the death, images of manslaughter. Brothers Johnson, stomp like oxen. The fatal blow was not caused by toxins. More like the mysteries of shadow boxing. Battle cats like Shantae and the real boxing. And before I leave out, I'ma reconstruct what Diddy did to Steve Stout. Just smash him.
Smash him. Smash him. Smash him. Smash him. Smash him. Smash him. Smash him. Smash him. Smash him. Smash him.
Take it off the top, 1, 2.
With my eyes closed, I spit uncircumcised flows. Expose 55 rows to critical doses of radiation emitted at live shows. I feed 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 blows. You jingle fatty deposits at a post and live pose. London, New York, Tokyo. Sprung on the Gullable, mysterious soul like opio. Paris, Milan, feed on it like it's lemon meringue. They clap like they hurricanes to the rank. To the pow pow boogie and the big bang bang spirit. The way I band lead it inside, niggas the stomp or stampede. It make DJs cut until their hands bleed. It make channels spill from the amphi. Do you want more? More? Do you want more? More? Okay. 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 Drop 1, 2.
Last night changed it all. Last night changed it all. Last night changed it all. Last night changed it all.
I'm about to get lyrical on the very miracle and the aesthetics of me. I used to dwell as a cell inside a nutshell up until I got this anatomy. For before motherboard, this here troubadour used to be a tadpole like sperm, represented in the biological textbooks in which we remain for a term. So, in the white fluid that's in the gonads. Before we unwillingly become nomads, then sent up the perpendicular penis, and then left behind in the Mount of Venus, where I outdid my brothers in my first race. I swam backstroke and reached the egg in first place, as there weren't signs of contraception to prevent my immaculate conception. I begun my apprenticeship, open quotation, in human form, close quotation. Even though I lived in the testicles, I now put on rose-colored spectacles. As an infant for an instant, then in the wink of an eye we become grown men. How will this affect the later stages of the day? I guess we'll have to wait and see, as I would say.
Well, last night changed it all. Last night changed it all. Last night changed it all. Last night changed it all.
You reminiscent of a Jeep with shock absorption and spark plugs, custom fitted with dark rugs, GameCubes and Xbox, navigation system linked to sex shops, two-dimensional sex pots and desktops, slide projection hole, forensic show that when I bust a spray it's omnidirectional, poor visibility when it comes to a little bump and grind. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Rub 'em if you love hip-hop, put two in the atmosphere and lick sharp.
Shoot them with the bumper.
I've been watching you, the way you move your body.
Big yourself.
She got her ass like J-Lo, intellect like Oprah, a winner like Hallie, sexy like Minnie on a sofa. You're incredible, delectable, baby, so edible. I'll flip you, front side, reversible, hit you horizontal, then bring you vertical. I'll put a mask on and enter you surgical. Put my delegate in your insertable, AKA in your cervical. Got me screaming like Prince. Ow, so goddamn sexy, girl, it don't make sense.
Yep, definitely time I get nasty.
I've been watching you, the way you move your body.
Come here,
I've been watching you,
come on, miss.
the way you move your body.
Come here.
I've been
Brand
watching
new.
you.
Come on, miss.
Up high. Yeah. Love that.
Love that, oh yeah, to the beat.
Love that, love that, love that,
Love that, oh yeah, to the beat.
love that, love that,
To the beat,
love that.
Big, large, big, large.
Stockholm Metropolitan. She is Shiva Lolita, Queen of Bathsheba, Ocean, yeah, Maya. Gel nails, throw them up higher. All eyes on her fixator. She walks in like 6'8". Fair image like girl in Technicolor. Face like the image on the cover of a magazine. She don't need water, only gasoline. Essential oils and Vaseline. Flap the wings, acting lean. A zero in on her efforts on the train. She applies a cosmetic, portable vanity. Condition, exfoliate, line and brush. She know the doorman, she ain't lining up. Just a miniskirt to kill it riding up.
Love that, oh yeah, to the beat.
Love that, love that,
Love that, oh yeah, to the beat.
love that,
To the beat.
love that.
Big, large,
Higher, baby.
big, large.
Higher, baby. Stockholm Metropolitan. She made her way to the little girl cubicle. Glitter gel with glass fiber cuticles. Playful with a stainless steel navel. To move, she say she learned it from cable. Tattoos on her pelvis and coccyx. Peep through cheap designer fiber optics. G-rap and BBD toxics. Asian and adopted. God's words, Proverbs, movement spots for those who have ears to hear but hear not, eyes to see but see not. Let's get it straight. Let's not lean on our own perception. All wars deception, period. Here show up in our section without detection and use the power of suggestion. Walk on a stone rejection on sophomore and freshman at church service or at the store getting refreshments. No signs of women tear of agent. 37 and 9 years, 66 invasion. Racial in the federal agent. The nation off claiming Caucasian. Blue legend making mine to be blacker, but Negro sentiments still retain any cracker. The same traits and different faces of our actors is number the name of one of the terror squad rappers. They say he wear brother, not S. Carter, and make our righteousness a mess like a stop flutter. Whether you pimp or bear, Bible referred to him as the prince of the air. He'll put the bride up in what it's taken to wear. Have her face down with his magic stick in a rear. He was there at the manger, at the gas chamber, at the place of the skull, the Freetown and Srebrenica, with guns laid waste to the crowd. At least we ought to be able to put a face to it now. Who am I? Son of the morning, no sympathy for him. He'll show up after performing when he's consecutive president gets sworn in that Tokyo subway or that streets of New Orleans. He a mess with our calling, consistently footballing in the hearts and minds of the fallen. Ever know why the hell we stalling? Buffalo soldier falling. This is not for faint hearts, but for us who wanna be in it when the Saints march. He need a soldier that ain't afraid to stick up for him. He about to do big things, if you know what I mean. Our adversary, the devil, walk around like a roaring lion. He was cast down cause there was a war in Zion, with the army of thousands who more defiant. He a poison the truth. Check it out. Hands stand for lead, drop from all 4 feet, mixed master for release. Think we used to rendezvous, quiet to practice Sunday school, not the clue we want to do. Elf done the label drops, exchange stones, tape, tops, carpet, syrup, paper, cups. Turn me down, just turn me up, and dance, compress, top, look at the top, what the
all good, maybe not. Present some options this week. Some more weak bleep. Nope, let him be young and live to sleep. Downhill steep, why I ride breaks deep. Since knee high slide, speak drops. Open doors before hard knocks. I felt white collar like wins and ice. I go from campground living intense to creative workaholic intense with have-nots afraid of altitudes drop. Out of high school to teaching. Despite aptitude, hate. Raise hands, reach and bob gun. Hold these standards up. Millimeter increments could never encompass my whole caliber. I ain't mad at ya. Antimatter, a back funk freaker. Unique and sneaker, public speaker. Radiate like water heater. Slow hard dicks down like saltpeter. Keep them shook like creature feature. Pleased to meet you.
Move it on, don't left, do it front, but don't facts. Power back, over sacks. It's 1.8 to gigahertz. Do it. That the back of first, the cock, the third, the deck of thirst. You let the two, the roll down, move it 5, put ones around, even though we put it down. I wanna take you higher. Higher. Yes, I do. Something greater. him at all times and praise him continually.
I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know. Whoops.
Did I slip over the kick drum?
Yes.
Is that a buzz that I hear or is it a hum? Two Aryans stand with an African. Dip, dip, diving, a dip, dip, diving, swooping and swing from the masses who hypothetically speak and make passes at the short dreadlocks and round glasses, whose abstract thoughts keep mentally striving, following on from the tweet, tweet, tweet. Negative, not to asses, bleep, bleep, bleep. Totally mixed for the head and its freak. Three pieces of a puzzle, musically conniving, flowing on and on and on and off. And we don't stop, rap until the break of morn.
Or should it be the break of dawn, or should it be the break of morn?
It should be the break of day. We portray our forte by mashing up the cliches, so the touche will be the ode to the buzz song.
Buzz song. Ah, yeah. I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know. I know that you know that we know that they know.
This is the bridge, y'all. I know that you know that we know they know.
Dig it, boom.
The buzz linguistic backs the sample, the acoustic with meanings that are mystic on the tip of the eccentric. Thus the puzzle concepts to be cryptic.
What do you mean to be cryptic?
This is an ode that I owe to myself as an I. When I saw through the naked eye in the alphabet was the letter I, so I responded with an I.
Like an eye for an eye or something like that?
We mightn't be a cup of tea, provided this uncertainty's fulfilled by our identity, which aims and strives on entity, reflecting personality and individuality. So don't mistake the puzzle for being bonkers or being putty.
Oh, check it at my counter. Clothes and those posing at the frozen section, sweating. Defrost next, come through like fart. Through fabric, tricks off for kids, silly. Oh, really? It's all good now. Well, revelations and congratulations. You're a beach boy now, so spread good. I check my wood, I praise the Lord. Park easy like Hondas on my own. A code, a word to the loco, yoko don't pro. Vocals get alley, oopsie daisies. You'll get barred like Rosie. Pardon? Cause someone promised you a rose. Regarding my appendage, splendid. I harden, but modern day thespians ended. Closed curtains is hurting. I'm on mine with a Jedi mind trick. Spark it like Bix, but I'm old, so reference to Zippo.
Herald my enter with bugle. Seldom do I blow my flugel, subject to a force that's centrifugal. I escaped wrathful grapes of homo sapes with mosaics for Renaissance apes on 90-minute tapes sculpted in shapes of hexagons. Lexicons may well be advised like border passes for Mexicans. Fathom a nautical unit of depth that just span a considerable breadth. God willing, we anthropoids fill voids labeled down, bearing in mind all work and no playmate Jack. I abandon hustlers convention and BT express anarchy in the United Kingdom like those sexual firearms. Description, plain as arrow, freed from captivity like those Israelites from Pharaoh. Graduate from the Ornate Coleman School of Thought in relation to musical notation. 360-degree rotation of the Hearing Aid moniker. Inhabitant of monitor, becoming accessible at a lower high decimal. Just to point like decimal, I feel the earth move under my feet.
Hell no, hat trick or theatric. Just be Rob's Berkeley, but not Busby. Hard black steel and my name ain't Rusty. Niggas get conditioned like Pantene. Wake up, son, it's just a dream. It's more than Demi. Horsepower like Hemi. I'm half Jewish, 2 kids up, but never semi. Check it. I press rec, then catch rec. The Beaver Chief 1 and 2 flex like Jack LaLanne and Ben Hur. don't stick the rabbit first, so here's my shoe. I play pool, 1-8 ball, then 10 cues, then I bloom, just like Jeff Gold. 30 what? Old. Stand and deliver. The flow's Jordan, Michael, Ronnie, and the fucking river. I'm not salt and pepper, but push it like janitors and brooms with translucent parameters.
I get around like circles and spheres inside the Eustachian tubes of ears, belonging to a particular vertebrate of the same palate. Differentiate like calculus from the identical origin, the left and right ventricle. I'm slim like Gaylord, plus eccentrical, placing my tentacle about the circumference of a bick to jot down an Allison limerick with the help of Webster's, but not Papadopoulos. Sidestep monotonous, expel from my esophagus one hippopotamus, dose of adipose from the I know you got souls of my bronchioles to your ear holes. Now, compact disc jocks, I'm an ox of the denomination Greek unorthodox, suffix to boom as the Bev Hillbillies, ambiguous and far from blunt like learned like George Bernard, forename to Purdy. Classic like Penguin novels, Adidas and Verdi. Bookworm I burrows through William. Nocturnal like the night show hosted by Killian. Major like that surname of the $6 million mammal. Sparkling enamel. And with more vibes than Hampton Lionel. Said backwards just pertain to spinal. Holding an assembly like Wembley does a final. Girth.
I got a little heavy rap I wanna lay on you.
School, what's school? BMOC, big man on campus. You can try me, trinitropylene, aka TNT. Bounce tune, estimated time of arrival, ETA. ASAP, fucking quick, I stick like 3M.
Ladies, see the short shot. Fly guys, see the short shot.
Sonic neurasthenia, a lapses from my synapses and dendrites of my CNS. Don't move, you're surrounded acoustically by a George Lucas production of THX.
Ladies, see the short shot. Fly guys, see the short shot.
Funko B.O. applied to my M.O. S.O.S. State hip hop present. S is minnow. She's the same old. Questionable. Those A&Rs and blind CEOs, bro. I owe you no. Hearin Aid, Biggie's flow. Yo.
Ladies, see the short shot. Fly guys, see the short shot.
Can you say adenosine triphosphate ATPs? Stay on the lookout as do officers given APBs. Congregate secretly as do Freemasons in river basins.
Young ladies, see the short shot. Fly guys, see the short shot.
Motto DIY, FKY in preparation, YMCAs. We's MCs, hey, not K. GQ, no. Fly kinda direct current DC, home of go-go, yo-yo, don't touch my reminder.
Young ladies, see the short shot. Fly guys, see the short shot.
The state of hip-hop crashes recently as the Dow Jones average and NASDAQ index. Haploid, diploid, genetic coding resulting in my chromosomes XY, my sex.
Young ladies, see the short shot. Fly guys, see the short shot.
I rock international racing champions non-stop. Be white, you know, Formula One's GT, Gran Turismo's pull over. 1 atom, 12, 5-0. Who put H2O on the gizmo past 12-0?
Young ladies, see the short shot. Fly guys, see the short shot.
We provide word service as does http://www.bbc. My belief, the great harlot in Revelations is the EEC.
What you know about that?
Hearin Aid. Don't be afraid. Yeah. That's what we do it. Spanker. What? You prefer wanker? What? Hey, listen.
I get down like that. Cousteau from the Calypso, you know. The shows with Dougie and Rick and how sick. Could you kids get with this when I'm thinking? Never once contemplate, it just might be me speaking. But hey, versus displaying bases cover like Alexander Doubleday, you know. I watch like the Bay. A scene that got up, it got me up. How much so? You know. More than having to go piss. I see fishes elevated drip Dr. Leaky in their faucet with more body than even Ferret's wig. You know, I know gravity like Sir Isaac Newton. Prefix Figz. How I load the combo got me boosted for the get why I passed ya. Top 10 list not coming from Waha, Nebraska. Pipeline like Alaska. C4 byproduct regulating dust with them and IVs. You see me, but y'all don't know me, young.
As our lips augmented by lip discs, ingest, you know, as does koala on eucalyptus. Break down, instrumental section of song as well as, you know, proteins made up of several polypeptide chains into amino acids, and those that reproduce themselves like lower organisms, you know, freshwater hydra and aphids. Tasteless as it starts a complex carbohydrate, you know. C6H10O5, abundant in the seeds of bulbs and tubers. Philosophical like the eye thou of Martin Buber's. Absolute zeros at a temperature of minus 273.16 degrees Kelvin. Produce more blue notes than the finest label in jazz since 1939 and Harold Melvin, you know.
If you don't know me by now, you'll never, ever know me.
man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down.
To all of you, we salute with a whopping or good day. Whichever way the wind blows is the way that people sway. The watermelon quest with the aid of H2O. Aiding who? Aiding us, aiding them, aiding you. Them meaning those who remain a simple few. With a thumbs down, middle finger up and a boo. With a cuss over here and a fuss. With a fuss over there and a cuss. In the latter time things will take shape. But for now, I guess I'll have to wait. If they're saying everyone there is a jar and a devil, the devil must have risen to a much higher level. The level can be brought down with only harmony, without having to think how the others harming me. Calling them the H word, nah respect. Calling me the N-word, nah respect. An individual needs an identity unless you travel with the free along the windy road labeled life. Along the windy road there's many signs of different times, and those signs are people of different kinds. So the living boom, chick, boom, boom. To the A for us to come together under one room. Be you a Shaz, Trevor or a Kev, we can all be jolly good mates unless your brain cells are brain dead. Puzzles in these puzzled minds are getting more puzzled when we puzzle more. Puzzled minds already puzzled with these puzzle 3-piece to a puzzle cross with rhymes. You. Missing links not deep beneath your audio to find the mental floss to keep the body flow. Echoes ricochet inside the dense skull. Demand the cycles back and remain dull. Don't do no harm, so don't front my children. Palm upon palm, so don't front my children. There's a whole lot of racism going on. I know, so don't front my children.
Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down. Black man, red man, yellow and brown. It's time to get up and get on down.
Friends that I know sit and talk of my mind.
I remember when I was up in the ass and rain.
I know the flow shows bros, the defrost encompasses the whole perimeter of your hat holder, bolder, minute older than a minute ago. To go slow wasn't the plan, so Afro, understand, catch up, but you're weaker than the running man. Banner tied dookie, or I'll be snapping throwing cans like Mookie, no one's fluky. Still I get Jimmy, swinging like monkeys, do attracting Slim Susie Q's. Niggas step up, spiral, graph, and go loopy-loop. Get high, ask me for a match, but swing. Haven't seen my match since Superman died was the reply and reaction. No rules, I break it up in fractions. The balloon egos get deflated to my satisfaction.
Friends that I know sit and talk of my mind.
Potassium permanganate, I precipitate these sodium from the podium crystalline. I'm about to climb the highest peak, the zenith. I'm lost in the mist, or should I say in space, like the cult series in the 60s, not Dixie jazz. Still I has, or should I say have, if I was to speak proverbial spoken English, that's a token I'm rewarded when it's Tinglish and Queen's English. If that made any sense, then I suggest that you will bring this thing, cause I am the original king of swing, not Duke Ellington, so get your Wellington and your Macintosh and your anorak and meet me back behind the bike shed. If you dare, Red. What I said should penetrate your head at 90-degree angles like bangles I encircle the wrist. In this mist or miasma of poisonous, dangerous gases, I make it passes at advances, so check. Me in 3D.
3 dimensions.
Friends that I know sit and talk of my mind.
Break it up scientifically, baby, you could never get with me. Or this nouveau. Go slow. Step up and relate to a byproduct of a broken cracker. That's a crumb. Now you know. Oh, back to basics with a base like Jurassic. Park your car in my garage, kick back, boom, Kirk back to Starlog. By God, I'll evoke vertical movements from your noggin, keep you nodding with your mouth open, slobbing.
Hobnobbing, slobbing, throbbing, snatches. We bake matches, never have the scratches, but we hit beavers like ball weavers. If you get the receivers, then place it onto your transmitter, cause we'll be hitting you with a style that's sweet and not bitter. Information society, we freaks will be dropping these things and never following up the things, cause we just vibe like that. And scat madness seems to be like this badness lyrical styles. So let me take it out and hit the homoglobin when I'm probing, and I raise inside the mind with a phallus that's callous, and you know when I'm still hard, complicated, exaggerated styles. And I will leave you in the capable hands of Mr. Frost, cause no love is lost.
I don't want to shame you, but brand you with styles. See you with binocs after these wild styles, like while I trial and tribulate ideas upon these headscapes. Oh shit.
Right on, yeah, brother, right on.
Untouchable polyglot rolling over clocks like polyurethane porous membrane skateboard wheels, man. You won't locate the proxy. Athletic dyslectic southpaw that's been raw since the Roxy. Hooking shit up like epoxy. Quote me cause I'm on. Hearin Aid cuts the Dejan, the whole the ketchup cause I'm gone. Same old song. What's my biz? I sound like who? Brother, there's the whoops. And there it is. After inspection test writing like a demo of this tone. Efficiency cream thrown like Bugsy Malone. I still ignore my throne. Cause sitting down, been slowing down. I'm here to get down like goose. Though my loose is sometimes hard to catch, meaning abstruse. I refuse to outdate like Punky Brewster. His reference like Simon and Schuster. And I choose to perplex you with the next texture on this lecture. Just the vexture.
Quote. The penalty for getting the woman that you want is that you have to keep her. Post and telecommunications is by spoke signals instead of beeper. Geared for any system, be it eco, solar, or metric. Global like mobile phones, ubiquitous like water, hence electric. Retro like electro or anything primordial. Rappers, but still cordial. More volatile than the relationship between Ike and Tina Turner. Heated, as in frozen food and Bunsen burner. Temperaments, squabbles and furnace. Malignantly judged by the pigmentation of my epidermis. Melanin, academical like chemical labs where precipitate solidifies in beaker. With more pull than the magnet in your Genelec speaker. Twisted like the contraceptive method involving the oviducts. Going off like expirated dates on food products. Getting open like Glasnow's birth canal and vestibule. Pass over like the festival, that which is detestable.
Well, in check of an ego swelling. Hearin Aid's form of loud statements barely yelling. Compelling enough to make unstable isotopes slow on my low. Learner curve steeper than sets on the Batman show. Hold up, now wait a minute, who's that? Slick like a Gillette sensor, freaking fecal matter past the sensor. Guy smiley like Posy, sporting one denture, eluding the decipher, band of Q-tips and a fifer. Aquatic, pipe piper, gone fishing with hooks like Sonny Liston, but no stutto or lisping. The mission of inebricating toxicants. Hey, hell bent on the next express, real nigga posted candidate, keeping your posted, receiving my postmodern, shaking posteriors, cassettes postnatal, one pocket post has been fatal. Wait.
Blatant, latent, heat capacity, neither tepid nor lukewarm. To think so, you must be suffering from bovine spongy form. Inflatable heads falter in the face of sewing pins and knitting needles. I get by with a little help from my friends as do the Beatles. Capable of pull as do ligaments, gluteus and deltoid muscles. If weak, it's due to a shortage of hemoglobin and red blood corpuscles. Prognosis, anemic cell sickles, still twisted, as in the Joni Mitchell standard and the epididymis in my testicle. Those that big up their chest are likely to suffer from angina pectoris. They are the Eggman, I am the walrus. Cuckoo, what? You need acetylsalicylic acid. Those that correspond to the post-coital state of flaccid. Connecting, as does the retrovirus to the lowest lymphocyte. Like optical fibers, we reflect incandescent light.
So get the point, get the point, get the point, get the point with joint. Get the point, get the point, get the point, get the point with joint. Get the point, get the point, get the point, get the point with joint. Get the point, get the point, get the point, get the point with joint.
Niggas cling on like like my frenulum. Swing oscillating just like a pendulum. Style comes up, so how am I sending them? Transcending them, still pitch bending them. Lending them beats of my cerebral, making them worship the wrong things inside the cathedral. Give you sharing shit like some holy communion. Exchange ideas like a trade union. Or a tribunal. Share shit like it was something communal. Witnessing what's in my dick inside the urinal. Brothers are numeral, end up inside a coffin 6 feet under with some slow singing signifying a funeral coffin. How often does your style soften from harden? I beg your pardon when Hearin Aid rocking on the radio.
You know what we're here for. Lay some tricks on us. You know what we're here for. Lay some tricks on us.
Associate me with Bush like Anheuser. Older, most part wiser, like Kutta. Star tracking with a visor. I maintaining perpendicular gratings, barely complaining. Roaming, third planet from the sun. One brain, two heads, bro. Like heads on the next number 2. Dude, hero down with Chim Chim bridle. I'm a rebel, quote me. Didn't yell like Billy Idol or attack joints like arthritis. Represent that color yellow, like that group or hepatitis. Intelligent, female parental coital partners bite us. Press me or piss up like Penelope leisurely. Under the canopy of trees, with tickets being sold by bagels. People rock your outfit from altitudes like eagles. On your block, cause I Dan, you rather not. Hearin Aid is rocking on your radio.
You know what we're here for. Lay some tricks on us. You know what we're here for. Lay some tricks on us.
Jamaican sweet saving, my carrot seeds famous. I do this week, barely got enough to eat. Always on the move, struggling and trying to prove something. What can I do? I just gotta see it through.
I'm working so hard, trying to get by. That's why I got 4 jobs, never turn my phone off. Always in the lab, trying to get a song done, and hope that it's gonna pay off in the long run. Cause right now, my beats ain't paying the rent, and it's frustrating cause I really love making them. Venus album in stores, I haven't seen a crown. Still keeping it raw, you know I keep it down. Gotta say big up to D-Force. Mad motivation when it all seems lost. And all the other cats that choose to stay true. Made the funk prevail and let us get the cake too. I wanna be part of the solution, and I'll never give in to all this modern day confusion. Pure to the P, used to struggle as I hustle with my money on my mind and my mind on my hustle.
Jamaican sweet saving, my carrot seeds famous. I do this week, barely got enough to eat. Always on the move, struggling and trying to prove something. What can I do? I just gotta see it through.
It make the planet rotate. Figures that can't afford it will get it in gold plate. While the gods think that there's not enough basic resources to allocate. She look for outside forces to validate. How much your worth is actually harder to calibrate. Figures that don't spit, salivate. When your discussions around who's the nicest is lifeless. Atomic energy say there's an energy crisis like high prices on barrels of crude oil. Through mic devices, spit arrows to move foils. Rap on a raid with some cockatrice lock for a shot at the jackpot lottery. My grandpa got a non-stop between the tube socks. Underneath the mattress, propped in the shoebox. Ghetto safety deposit box, the savings account up high. We specialize in making you bounce. Grandmom's got her palms and songs, 31st, her arthritic hands give arms to the church. But despite the billions that they put down on research, my pops swear cursed because his knee hurt. While we figuring out how to pay for the medication, they put all money out on circulation. While they grow beans at the box office, figures lose profits, shares the stock market. Liquidate the ass, edges like Enron. Corporate exec, that's what exactly went wrong. I'm subtle beneath the rubble. Remove the sheep and let the flow blow, just like a dot-com bubble.
Someday this world's gonna pay off, I'm sure. And then we won't have to struggle no more.
Yo, you don't let up. Throw up both your hands like you fed up. Let your reps sit the down, get up. Let's turn this functional. Lagos. Can I do my thing? Can I do my thing? Mogadishu. Can I do my thing? Can I do my thing? Can I do my thing? Go! Put your hands together like the OJ. If in doubt, believe me, it's okay. Whether you half-breed, color the O-fade, hard to see through, dude, I'm okay. If the P is free, y'all know the M.O. George should've read the cursed M.O. If you don't believe me, then ask D. Stealth bomber that travel at Mach 3. In duty free, shopping tax free. Whether you're laughing with or laughing at me. If anticipated for sure, you gon' fail. A booty ain't nothing but a long tail. Come on, Zoo, that's highly unlikely. Characteristically, it's quite unlike thee. On the real side, for you it might be Hong Kong Phooey.
You don't let up. Throw up both your hands like you fed up. Let your rep set the down, get up. Let's turn this function out. Why Luku? Can I do my thing? Can I do my thing? Yes. The high up. Can I do my thing? Can I do my thing? Yes. Hanalei. Can I do my thing? Can I do my thing? Yes. Kapa'a. Can I do my thing? Can I do my thing? Yes. What I do? Let me explain. 180 this grain embargo, presto largo, cause my sound's towed down, heartbeat not weak. Amnionic, sonics, delphonics, remember mama all around. Surround sounds, grew up a surgeon of sorts, contort on beat sport. It's a boogaloo who knew. I excel my stature, excel a rate no one considered. All things considered, Damon procreates after practice. Factors ain't all on the plate and then the plate. I love my kids appropriate. Necessity, mother the beat. If producer used to live in discretion, now looser. Kept the receipt to bring her back and watch her start to react like when Jody made contact.
Don't let up. Throw up both your hands like you fed up. Let your rep sit the down, get up. Let's turn this function out. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, yeah. We PMS too, baby. What's up, world? Konnichiwa, world. Yo, the price of gas go up. Everything go up. Now y'all need to read Revelation, yo. Yo, in this world, this time of push-o-nomic, yo, it ain't safe no more. When they say peace is safety, expect destruction, instability, mass corruption, civil unrest. No peace unless there's demolition of the wall between the east and west. The divide between church and mosque goers. The rubber bullets is used against the rock goers. It starts in the trailer park and the trading camps. Underdogs go up against the rain and jams. In what was estimated to end in round 4, when air strikes to a ground war with spin doctors, Black Hawk helicopters, B-52s to drop flyers out of boxes. Mercenaries, with heat seekers, aid workers, peacekeepers, uniformed officers with thrown up gang signs while little women limbs blown up by landmines. One life, one love, one God, one world, one voice, one accord, one peace. Peace is still not the word to play. Go for events and disability pay. Brains turn to jelly so that they half with it. They complain that they joints the socks for art with it. If something does not quite compute in the dishwater, she put it down to post-traumatic disorder. Sophia about some memory loss with spit. For the God that Eileen don't remember ish. Plus the migraine cause the front brain is split. She find it hard to get up whenever she sit. They found shrapnel in her spleen and marrow from a fully loaded magazine with live rounds in the barrel. She losing the battle for winning the war. So her mother broadcast herself and say she unsure. As her son braced herself for the second tour, she put two together, them in the withdraw like one love, one life, one God, one world, one voice, one accord, one peace. Everybody put your gun fingers up. Everybody in the building put your gun fingers up. Now turn them into a peace sign. At the count of 3 we gon' say peace. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's the peace that surpass all understanding. Smash gunmen who blast random. Same body that got their foot in must have
over for coalitions to stand in. With the vested interest to protect. Figure is OPEC, the ammo is low tech. Body bomber that blow the discotheque. Color coded alarm go from hot to no threat. Shattered glass in the tube. Blood residue from the blast in the tube. Tokyo figures getting gassed in the tube. Having to walk around with a mask in the tube. One.
Some downloadable audio clips and sound bites. The sound checks where my mic sounds nice. Up to the main event, this ain't a sideshow. It's a workout where dudes get lean. Not from Tybo, but liquid codeine and hydro. Download the free pics and begin the slideshow. All that's backstage. The front of the house, I killed at the scene, resemble a mass grave. Tile vertically closed roof and cascade. Come on now, they're too young at that age. The price is right. Hearin Aid could rock and turn this into a scale model of Woodstock. High sensation seekers, streakers on the speakers. Pros flash me from the bleachers. This hot spit, it got erotic in the mosh pit. We keep you hostage until y'all exhausted. And I'm not leaving till there's no pulse and you're not breathing. Heaven's the Murgatroyd even for encore. We move at supersonic speeds like we're Concords. Now here's a word from our sponsors.
Just in case you didn't know. Just in case you didn't know. Just in case you didn't know.
Defrost. What you wanna know?
I wanna know if you can rock the disco show.
The reality show, rural and urban, keep 'em tenser than turbans. Pocket ka-ching like I study the I Ching. No, waits for the green of Everglade. Laid back, pomade, slick so quick, transmit the juice minute made. It's very easy, only Stevie sees me. If he squints a little, kill beats get off on acquittal. Your Tiger Wood gets whittled. Aluminum cannon will, shit'll keep you awake. Elevated stakes, I laminate. Composites to doo-doo-doo posits, fuck ice and stay defrosted. Spirit non-falter, rock of Gibraltar, alter ego, bro, down before runs, cause here we go. And on the low, I thought I'd let you know.
Just in case you didn't know. Just in case you didn't know.
Didn't I tell you? I told you I was gonna rock it.
Just in case you didn't know.
Hey, fellas!
Hey, yo, what you wanna know?
I wanna know if you can rock the disco show.
Hope you like the show. And just before we go, we'll take some funk, we'll make you jump, and then we'll make you disco.
What up, babe?
I wanna know if you can rock the disco show.
Bam, bam. Do it. Maceo.
Do it.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't know.
Bebop.
Do it.
Leafnuts.
Do it.
Okay. Danny Wyatt.
Do it.
King Tat.
Do it.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't know.
Cowboy.
Do it.
Jack Frost.
Do it.
Okay.
Now, I've never been one to knock the next man from getting his. And I do realize that hip-hop is not a form of showbiz. But this is something to which you always have to be true. So in the year 2008, Zulu Gestapo, K Bishop, Space Gaucho, Black Brass, Cat Skills. You know the run-ins. And it don't be about making the gaudy bounce. It's all about the death toll when the body counts. One take can escalate the mortality rate. Those that escape will flee with the reality rate and have to shut shop and opt for shock treatment. I make it hot, the doctor have to stop treatment. They made a mistake thinking that escape the store with only a mortar, steak and holy water. They like spare us, but take our only daughter. They offer their firstborn slave girls and women. I need winning after I pin him with the award winning broad, double a sword in him. Zulu rocks men him, semi-braves and crochets. They speak of me in the same ways as Kazi Soul says. A house MCs, these burn up the mortgage. Bodies who end up missing, who turn up with a mortgage. Making MCs run, making MCs run. 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 So don't try to step to me, cause I ain't the one. No, really, I'm nice with it. The mic
vice is a knife, I slice with it. They stand on master the mash, red rum and a mash bedlam in a master bedroom. Women are churning their whole hands in safe houses and witness protection programs. Dudes just getting butchered on fast and slow jams. Cut up in threes, mids, highs, and low bands. What in the next room? Homicide got bodies to X room. We're outside the medics who calm the hysterics and dress the flesh wounds. They suggest the best to step before the next move. My roast figures that gross the most. Ghosts they won't appear here until there's a clear coast. Barricade the barracks, the town's hall in Paris. The city focus ghosts making MCs run. 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 So don't try to step to me, cause I ain't the one. Zulu, get down low. 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 When I ejaculate, verbally figures evaporate. Those that are left are forced to evacuate. The scene look like the border between evacuate. They supposed to blow, but they deactivate. With the styrofoam double track, bubble rap flow. Got them scurrying, hurrying to uncouple the back door. Worrying never the villain knows the tax though. Killing a minimum of 1 million with a hacksaw. Ripping, rapping, repping, whooping, whipping, whacking. Half-stepping MCs with a weapon. Formidable lips with ink with fillables. With arsenic laced in all the minuscule syllables. Supposedly cause uncontrollable nosebleeds. Figures who hold on to prayer beads and rosaries. You understand? Ask anyone who knows me. Gestapo make them run like hosiery. Making MCs run. 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 Now I never been one to knock the next man for getting his. And I do realize that hip-hop is now a form of showbiz. But this is something to which you always have to be true. See, in the year 2008, don't try to step to me, cause I ain't the one, the one, the one.
Just a little thing I thought I'd share with you.
Let me put on my glasses so I can hear better. Let me whisper into your mouth. I'm kinky in every sense of the word. Absurd, weird, rainbow beard, holy goof, beatified, pacified, passive, massive. You've sat on more laps than a napkin. Is that for the asking or for the taking? Mistaken or mistaken? Turn your eyes inside out and see the empty vacuum. I think, therefore I'm not. I just thought I'd share that
with you. He winds up and here's the pitch. Black descendant, perpendicular to the Arnold average styles I hear all the while. Though half pagan freak styles in many, many galaxies. Ask Carl Sagan. Still a fan of the Reagan administration era of rap and pimp slap wimpies who say they gladly repay me Tuesday for that hamburger today. By the way, skinny slimmies with big features get more play than top 40 rotation, but without for donations, seek employment, alternative locations, destinations elsewhere. I swear to, wait a minute, remember way back in Another Mood, Michael Jackson's Robot Solo and Dancing Machine? Now it seems I'm Asian, man. I don't relate to 12 gauging. Where's that red coming from? You're soaking in it. No, not me. Old B-boy one Kenobi didn't know me, so with glee, I sidestepped the path most trodden. No knots think I'm taming them with a strength-to-weight ratio greater than titanium. I just thought I'd share that.
If I was smoother between my legs, I'd probably be closer to jumping Jehovah. From my esophagus in this metropolis comes these abiotic, biotic, anaerobic, aerobic, claustrophobic thoughts. Indulge in the bulge of the perpendicular joyride. I clutch my crutch. Pantomime of hip-hop stance, I make an advance and twist my skull cap to the side, portraying b-boy breakdancer of yesteryear. The court jester, I am presser, I am the quester with the rubric on the pubic, it's kind of cubical. Volumes and liters, I do it fluid like the village druid. Potent, impotent, omnipotent. Omnivorous, carnivorous, primary producer, vegetable, I wish I were a plant. I just thought I'd share that with you.
A monthly issue. She said I was lying. No. In the bed next to you. Yes. Since confessions were hard, among other things, pun intended, I bring truth out like stars at night. Might I add, just to avoid the fight. But sometimes hormones didn't agree with logic, and you know that's right. Might the slight lunar orbitational gravitational disruption be the culprit of combustion once a month? End of discussion. Sentence, period. And you know it did. Fib not, nor do I doo-doo. I'd be singing Bloody Sunday more than you two. Dip like low riders with hydraulics. Now watch me frolic. Blowing up like muscle tissue gone anabolic. And spread like plagues bubonic. Once you fall in shugs, you won't get back on it. So giddy up, ho, see you later. Not AK like you don't know me. P.S. Blow me.